My name is Michael, and I run Fable and Table Games, an online card store. And this is a second in a video series on how to ship trading cards, whether you're a beginner, a new seller and TCG player, a mana pool, or you're looking to refresh your skills or just looking for a different perspective. I'm going to keep this video short and sweet. That way it is potentially useful to a wide variety of people. So in this video, we're talking about 4 to 7 cards, which I use a shipping shield for, which if you don't know, shipping shields are cardboard inserts from the company Shipping Shield. And you can fit cards in there, and you fold it over like that and tape it there. It offers a lot of protection in my experience. I think, it works fine for 1, 2, and 3 cards. I think top loaders present a little bit better than shipping shields, so I use those for smaller amounts of cards. But for 4 to 7 cards where I still just want to use one piece of equipment, I suppose, and utilize an efficient process, I use shipping shields. So without further ado, here's the video. This is the method I use to ship 4 to 7 trading cards. So I have 7 Magic the Gathering cards right here. This will work with Pokemon cards. Should other card games have different thickness, like One Piece cards are a little bit thicker, so you just pay attention to the thickness of the cards. But any standard trading card like this, like Lorcana and Riftbound, should be fine. So I have 7 cards here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you notice here, we have a shipping shield. So instead of top loaders for 4 to 7 cards, I like using shipping shields because you can really only fit 3 cards in a top loader. Whereas for shipping shields, they're designed for up to 8 according to the materials, but I find 8 kind of starts to bow the cards a little bit because it gets pretty thick. But I find 4 to 7 is the sweet spot. And that way you only have to use one piece of material. It's recyclable. Instead of having to use multiple top loaders or ship the cards with a couple top loaded and a couple on top in a team bag, which is, could be done. But I just think this presents a little bit better to the customer and appears more professional. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your 7 cards and you're going to put them in a penny sleeve. Again, this is just a typical penny sleeve, nothing special. And you can get them by the tens of thousands. So as you'll see, the cards fit perfectly in the penny sleeve. There's 7 cards in here. Next, take your shipping shield. And I put it fit like top up. I suppose you could put it top down. We're going to tape the shipping shield pretty tight, so it doesn't matter too much. And with 7 cards, those cards aren't going anywhere. So you'll see how with 7 cards, it fits real snug. So once you get to 8 or 9 plus cards, it starts to bow a little bit. I can't really show you without, it starts to bow a little bit like that, and the cards start to bow with it. So with 7 cards, I find it fits really nice and snug. And again, the shipping shields versus the top loader, they're rigid. They go through the mailing just fine. So important, when you have the shipping shield, you have to tape this down. Do not leave this untaped because that's a problem. And do not tuck this in. There's a reminder right here that says do not tuck, but don't tuck it in. So I just take one piece of Scotch tape and just seal it up so that way cards aren't going anywhere. Next, get your team bag. Here, I put the opening down towards the bottom. So in the event that something crazy happens and this opens, that way it obviously can't go anywhere. Where if it was the other way, it could open and maybe work its way up and the cards would fall out, potentially. So I always put that down. If you have your logo on it, you can put that part facing out. I like to put the shipping shield part with the adhesive. So this is just, again, a typical team bag, nothing special. So now you have a semi-waterproof, aka if your mailman leaves it out and it's drizzling, it has a chance to save the cards. But you have a well-protected batch of 7 cards. Now, I have a real order form here. I just want to use it to show you how I do this. So similar to the top loaders, and if you haven't seen that video, I'll link it in the description. You're going to fold it right along the fold line, and I always fold it to where I can see the word fold line. This might be a little too much, but I want to see that word fold line. Because if you fold it too much the other way, I find that the address doesn't stay quite as put quite as well in the window of the envelope. So you're going to put it on one side or the other. I typically use the right side. The shipping shield folks recommend not putting it in the middle, as far as I remember. And if they don't recommend that, I just made that up. I must have had a bad experience. So I always put it to the right-hand side. 2 pieces of Scotch tape to hold this down. Again, some people don't like Scotch tape in this type of mailing, but it's not touching the cards. Like, it's easier than painter's tape to kind of maneuver, and I think it presents a little bit better because it's clear. So, but you'll notice how when I folded it, I made this little pocket. I made it really, really, really fine right here, and I try to put the bottom of the team bag, or even better, the bottom of this cardboard part in that fold. But as long as you're close, it's fine. And then when you fold the top, you're going to want to fold it to not all the way flush. Similar to the top loader, if you fold it all the way flush, the paper can move around a little bit in the envelope. If you fold it with just a little bit of the cardboard peeking out here, this is going to be closer to touching the top of the envelope, which minimizes any movement. That's going to do a couple of things. It's going to keep the address in the window a little bit better, but it's also going to minimize movement of the cards. And you might think that's a small thing, but, you know, it takes 0 extra effort, and I think it adds a little slight bit of value. So you put it in the envelope, like so, and look at that. You have the tape right in the window there, and you can see it's even a little close to the top, but because we folded it like we did, it's still going to be showing in the window. So that's the last thing you do, seal it up, and well, it's not the last thing you do. It is the last thing you do, prepare the letter. So it's bendable, top loaders the cards are right here in the shipping shield. And last, you got to weigh it. So I have this scale. You can get like a letter, like a smaller one off Amazon that's letter sized. So anything that's 1 ounce or under, you only have to use 1 forever stamp. So I would use 1 forever stamp for this. If there's any foils in here, those are a little bit heavier, and you might stray into 1.1. You know, you're probably fine to use a forever stamp on 1.1, but I'm a stickler for the rules, so I always add an extra ounce stamp when it's at 1.1 because I don't want to risk any bad experiences for the customer. So that is packing 4 to 7 cards with a shipping shield.